What up? What up? What up? It's your man, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? Yo, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know if y'all can hear me or not, but because I ain't got my guy Maceo with me. Maceo's trying to get home, stuck in the rain. We all good today. Man, it feels so good to be back on the airwaves, on the TV, what have you, whatever you want to call it. We definitely gonna have a great show today, man. It's been a crazy day today, y'all. It's been a crazy day, man. Just say it like that. I had to go back to the dentist once again, man. So mouth sore, but we here. We here. You know, NFL training camp started. Uh, for a lot of teams today, you had a few that started before some late last week, but man, think about this show. Name of the show is I named it. Hey, something just don't seem right because a lot of stuff going on in sports right now that just got you feeling kind of like, I don't know, something feels weird. And basically, I mean, just think about, like I said, training camp. You got a lot of stories right now that kind of don't make sense. I mean, it makes sense, but it's like it doesn't make sense. And I'm gonna get into that. Also, we're definitely talking about the USA Dream Team, well, not Dream Team, but the USA Men's Basketball Team, national team. We can't call them a Dream Team because they got to come up with a name, but they're not playing like a Dream Team. I mean, yes, the competition is better, but still, just can't be winning by 2 points, you know, in the last second. So told you something don't feel right, but we're gonna talk about that. Also, we gotta talk about the Atlanta Braves, man, locally in MLB, but the Atlanta Braves, man, they've lost four in a row. Um, I mean, everything's just not going right, man. I mean, injuries. I'm on top of injuries. You even had Riley. He had to leave because his wife and shouts out to his wife and congrats to them. She went into labor, so he had to leave. So now, I mean, they had to call somebody up from AAA. So, like, it's just not a good year for the Braves right now. They still above 500, but they're on a 4 game losing streak. You know, and they ended with a 4 game lose. They was winning with had a 4 game winning streak before the All-Star break. Now they, it just went all downhill. But also, man, I want to talk about moments in sports, like special moments that happen in sports that I don't know. It just I think things might have been different if you put yourself in those shoes. Like I know for me, things would have been a lot different, and we're gonna get into that. Some big time moments in sports that I don't know. I think would have went. It would have went a little different if I was in that position. I'm gonna tell you, maybe yourself you can identify with, but we're gonna get into that. And then of course we got quick hits, the stopper segment. Also, we got what's on my mind. We got Dr. Fowler coming in with the injury report. So, hey man, let your family and friends know you listen to the show or watch the show live on the 3 Point Conversion Facebook page, also on the 3 Point Conversion YouTube channel. So, hey man, let's get this started. First off, I got to talk about, which is kind of weird. Like I said, it's going to be a weird show, and I don't want to. I'm gonna just go with it. First off, so I don't know if you saw Saquon Barkley comes in, and Saquon is like, well, I talked about the show. The show, what is the show called with the Giants? Um, the show at the off season with the New York Giants. It's for the HBO special. I can't think of the name of the special, but and they're talking about the Giants, where it's the off season. They're talking about the draft, the off season, as far as free agency and everything, right? So the GM has a call, and I kind of alluded to it, I think last week, but he has a call with Saquon, right? And he was talking to Saquon about re-signing with the Giants, and Saquon was saying, maybe he will. Matter of fact, it was my stopper last week. And I was talking about how he asked Saquon, give him, does he promise, can I get your word that you will go ahead and, let me know if you see another offer that's better than us so we can match it. Which I gave him a stopper because the fact that I don't see how a GM going to ask, can I get your word? I mean, I'm not saying he lied before, but all GMs lie. All GMs say you're not getting traded. Next thing you know, you traded. So that's why you got to stop it. But either or, Saquon talked about this, and Saquon said, hey, I didn't know I was getting recorded. Which this whole thing with the Giants, first of all, it's a good program. It's Hard Knocks. I'm tripping. It's Hard Knocks. You got to watch Hard Knocks. Because, like I said, it's offseason with the New York Giants. It's good because it really shows you everything behind the scenes, the details, how everything goes on. And what up? Let's talk about it. What up, baby? And it talks about, or it shows you just the moves, the way they make moves. It's very casual. Like, I didn't know that. Like, matter of fact, I don't want to give it all, but I'll just say this last one, it just came out last night. So it's approaching the draft. It's the day of the draft. And the GM, Joe calls like the Patriots GM was like, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, man, I'm getting nervous. So y'all good? Y'all what y'all gonna do with the pick? I mean, y'all want to talk or what? Just like that. And God was like, we looking to sit in here, but I mean, if you trying to give something crazy, it was like that casual. It wasn't like they were laughing. And so I'm just like, all right, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. But my problem is what's different from the other Hard Knocks, whether it's in-season Hard Knocks or it's the training camp Hard Knocks, which when you think about it, the players are involved. The players know the cameras are there. They can see the cameras. They know it. They see the mics and all of that, right? Well, with this particular situation, when he had this conversation with Saquon, you can hear Saquon and everything. Saquon, like I said, he didn't know that they were being recorded. So he didn't say anything crazy, but the simple fact that it kind of made Saquon look like he went against his word. Then the fact that he signed with the Eagles, their rivalry, makes it look even worse. But I don't know, man. This just doesn't sit with me, man, as far as how they're doing this. This is dope. Now, if the players sign off on it and they had to know about it, okay. But still, it's gonna be some tension. Because even with Daniel Jones, the fact that, and it was real conversations, and I'm not saying that they probably didn't have these conversations with Daniel Jones. But still, the simple fact that even with Daniel Jones, they were talking about how, I don't know, like, he's a good kid, he's cool, but this joker always getting hurt. I mean, this him and the owner having a candid conversation. This general manager and the owner. I don't know. We might not go with this joker, man, because the joker always getting hurt, ankle, whatever. Like, I'm surprised they didn't call him can't get right. I mean, this is how casual they were talking about him, but they were talking about Daniel Jones. Of course, it was real. But again, I don't know if the players signed off on all of this or not. I don't know, because it's really not focusing on the players except for like the draftee, the players that got drafted this year. But other than that, you didn't really see a lot of NFL players or players on the team. So I'm just saying, man, I'm really looking to see how this affects the Giants, whether it's training camp, the locker room, all of that. Because, like I said, all of this is on TV. We're watching how they feel about Daniel Jones. And then the fact that they were going to try to get Jayden Daniels, but they couldn't. I mean, because Patriots were like, no, we're good. And they admitted that they weren't going to try to trade with Commanders because that's their rival. They weren't going to do anything. So I don't know if this is a good idea. That's all I'm saying. This when Saquon said that, so now I'm wondering, and he didn't even say anything wrong, but what is Daniel Jones thinking now? What is going through his mind? Did he know? Does he know? But for the simple fact that I don't know, it's just not. It don't seem good. That's all I'm saying. So we'll see how that goes. Now, another issue where I'm talking about, man, does it seem right? Is it seeming right? or something just don't seem right. Which I'm happy about this though. Snoop, Snoop Doggy Dog, Uncle Snoop, which I want to call him, uh, Uncle Lion, wherever y'all want to call him, but we know Snoop. We all know him as Snoop. So Snoop, believe it or not, will be carrying the torch for Paris or in Paris when they're going across the what up, Vince? When they're going across the I think right before the ceremony, you know how they carry the torch and everything. Snoop will be carrying that torch. Now, my thing is that's dope, and I'm happy for Snoop. I don't think nothing's wrong with that, honestly. I don't think nothing's wrong with that. Um, I think it's dope. I think it's cool, and it kind of make me wonder right now. Well, not even right now, just as a whole, in totality. I know this and it's tied to sports because he's carrying the torch for the Olympics, but is Snoop the most popular rapper of all time? Yeah, y'all gotta answer that for me. Y'all can answer for yourselves. I want to know, but I know it's a different time and everything. But if this doesn't signify that, I don't know what does. Yes, everybody know Jay. Jay is popular all over, but Jay might be popular now, and that's my dog. But Jay Z, as in Jay Z, might be popular as he is now because of Beyonce. Let me just keep it a buck. Just because of the kids, the girls know Beyonce, the children, they know she's married to Jay Z. But everybody know who Snoop is. Everybody, every nationality knows who Snoop is. I'll do you one better. Every nationality loves Snoop. So for this to happen, that lets you know he's the most popular rapper of all time, I believe. But not only that, but you just look at the transformation when it comes to Snoop as far as Snoop came in, Snoop was gangster. We all know he was a crip, nothing wrong with that. But, this is not your ideal person that everybody's going to love because of, he had the murder case, he beat it. Man, and now you look at him now, this Joker got a show with Martha Stewart. He's going to be covering the Olympics for NBC this year in Paris. And now they're having him carrying the torch. He's going to be, I think, maybe the last person or close to the last person carrying the torch through Paris, right before the ceremony. That's dope. So shout out to Snoop. I think that's very dope. You can't beat that, man. Like I said, I'm happy for him, man. It's just, and then just on the side note, when you think about that, the person I think that gets credit for like switching over and changing his identity, I guess you want to say, you got to give that to Ice Cube. I mean, the way Ice Cube changed it to not only did he start making movies, he started being in movies, he started directing movies, and directing comedies, then directing children movies, and then are we there yet? And now he has a basketball league, and so when you see that transformation, and then you see others follow, like Ice-T, you see Snoop now is taking advantage, and it's a lot of rappers doing that now. What's my other Ludacris? It's so many, but like I said, it's just dope to see this, man. It's real dope, man. And especially how at one point hip hop was looked up as horrible, bad music, frowned upon. Now you look at these cats right here, man. Snoop even made a gospel album, Stop it. He get a stop it for that. But either or, shout out to Snoop, man. Like I said, I think that's dope that he's doing this, whatever. That's real dope for him. So that's what's up. And then last but not least, I think this is interesting as well. So I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but hold on a second. All right. Y'all been paying attention, but with everything going on with the USA basketball team, everything going on with training camp, you got we had a WNBA All-Star game, which was crazy, which was fire. Now we at the point now where with NBA, you know, everything's going good, everything's great. Now you have this battle between TNT and Amazon Prime. So if y'all haven't paying attention, you know, NBA did a new TV deal. They did a new TV deal, signed a new TV deal with ESPN, and then they decided to sign a new TV deal with Amazon Prime. You know, it's been rumored and saying that it was TNT's last year, this coming up year. You know, Barkley was retiring and everything like that. Well, came out that TNT said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and we're going to match this offer. We're going to try to come into this offer, and we still want a part of this. Well, they matched the offer like they could. They were allowed to, but NBA rejected it. And NBA said, "No, we good. We're gonna stick with Amazon Prime over TNT." I'm not gonna lie. Me personally, you know, I wish it would have stayed on TNT, but it makes sense that it's going to Amazon Prime. I mean, because for instance, like Amazon Prime will carry Friday night games. They're going to carry Saturday afternoon games. Then they're going to carry Thursday night doubleheader games. Then it's going to come after, you know, of course, you know, they do NFL Prime video games, you know, how they do the games on Prime for the NFL Thursday night game. So once that's done, the season's done, then they're going to start with the NBA right after that. So Amazon, they're going to be in there big. But again, my question is, I guess it doesn't matter if you're watching the games. I guess it goes back to how we do, because I'm not going to lie, I don't watch the pregame for ESPN, NBA. And I mean, no offense to them. I'm not saying they're not good or anything, but just that TNT set the bar, you know. Just I don't think you'll ever get a lineup like that as far as to host your, you know, pregame and postgame. I mean, how many other programs, sports programs, they can say that their pregame and their postgame is probably much more than what rated higher than the actual game. That's, you can't say that for everybody else. I don't think you can say that for anybody else except for TNT. So, like I said, it's gonna be sad to see this, man. See this happen, but hey, it's got to happen, man. And so we'll see. But yeah, so next year is the last year for TNT. And again, it'll be Amazon. So kind of sick about that, man. I ain't gonna lie, but oh well, we got to go through changes, you know. I mean, back then, who would have thought that TNT would have been great anyway? So, but hey, but there you have it with quick hits. And I don't want to I want to just go ahead and move on, man, to the training camp, y'all. You know, NFL training camp started. And a lot of interesting things. I know last week we kind of touched on it, but since it started so far, I want to focus on these three stories. And I'm going to talk about it all at once. I'm going to bring them all at once. Bring them in all at once. First, so I don't know if y'all heard, but Aaron Rodgers came out and stated that he's going to Egypt. I think he's in Egypt now. So apparently he talked to Robert Saleh, the coach for the Jets, and told him, like, I'm going to Egypt. He had a nice talk. The weird thing is Robert said, the coach said, all right, you know what? It's cool. We agreed on it. We're good. But yet still, it's called an unexcused absence. Now, of course, that's like somebody calling in and say, hey, I'm not coming in today. Such and such happened. They're like, well, you don't have any more vacation time. All right, well, but I still got to take this time. And then it's like, all right, well, we're going to we're just going to mark it as unexcused, but I understand. So I guess it's like that. But still, for the fact that he said we're in agreement, everything is good. He warned me, but yes, still it's called an unexcused vacation or time out or whatever you want to call it. So he's getting fined, I think 50,000, around 50,000 a year. I mean a year, 50,000 a practice, right? Okay, that's cool. But my question is, if you're on a team and you had a quarterback that basically missed all of 4 plays last year, and your team was horrible because of that. It's not his fault. He got hurt. But now he comes back. And during training camp, he skips the first week or a day or how many days it's going to be because he wants to go to Egypt. Because he said, and I quote, it was on my bucket list. What? Really? Really? Um, I don't know. I don't know about that. That's kind of weird to have that. It's kind of weird to see that. Did you hear about Tank is going to send Shakur a contract? No, I ain't heard about that. I can't wait to hear about that. No, we definitely talking about that. I hadn't seen it yet, so let's see if it happens. But going back to Aaron Rodgers, yeah, man, Aaron said that this is on his bucket list, and he wanted to go to Egypt. It's on his bucket list, and he missed training camp. Now I know some people might be saying, "Well, what about old boy from the Bears that's going to the Olympics with his to go see his wife Simone Biles?" That's different. I mean, that's different because the team allowed him to do that. I don't mean to sound sexist or anything like that, but we keep it in the bucket. We tell the truth to shame the devil. We all know that if he didn't go to Paris to support his wife, that would have been a fight. She would have been mad. You don't want that in the home. And I'm pretty sure everybody understands that, like, we can't have that. He probably was like, hey, I need to go support my wife. It probably was like, well, I don't know, man, because, training camp, this is your first year with the Bears. And he's probably like, I hear you, but she's going to be tripping. And I need to go support. And they was like, you know what, you're right. We're going to let you go. That's different. But for you to be like, I'm going to Egypt just because I want to go to Egypt and it's on my bucket list. Why can't you? I don't know where he's going. Maybe it's a particular event that's happening right now. I don't know. But still, I don't care how long you've been in the league, bro. This is the new team. It's not like you with the Packers and you've been playing for the Packers 12 years and we just know what it is. And, the offense and all. No, it's not that. You missed all last year. Messed up. Here's another situation. And I'm going to tie these two together. So CeeDee Lamb, he's holding out right now, right? CeeDee Lamb is holding out because of contract situation. So he's going to get fined, I think, around $40,000 a year. Okay. I mean, that's normal, right? We get that. We understand. Brandon Ayuk said that he's reporting the camp, but he's not going to play. I mean, he's not going to participate. He's going to be on the side doing drills or whatever. Tell you why, that's interesting. Even Tua came to camp, but Tua said he's not going to participate in 11-on-11 drills because he wants a new contract. He's going to just participate on the side and do his individual drills. I guess that's smart for both of them, right? So let me start with Brandon Ayuk. And I understand you trying to save money. I trust me, I do. I get it. Which is smart. But you say you want to be traded and you don't get traded and you still make a fuss about it. You've been making a fuss about it all off season. You've been making tweets about it. tweeting other teams, yo, I'm coming to, yo, this would be nice, or giving hints that you want to end up there with Jaden Daniels and all of that. But it doesn't happen. But you report to training camp. But you say, well, I'm coming, but I ain't going to play. I don't know, dog. It kind of make you look weak. I mean, first of all, you don't have nothing to stand up on anyway, just because of the fact that, I mean, you have no leverage at all. But then you decide to come, but then be like, well, I'm not going to practice. That just don't seem right to me, y'all. That just seem kind of, can't say the word I want to say, but that don't seem right to me. I don't know about that. I just don't seem right to me. Whatever. CeeDee Lamb, I get your paper, because matter of fact, I think all of the top wide receivers got paid when it comes to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jefferson got paid. Tyreek got paid the year before last, or last year. So I get it. I understand his deal. With Tua, I get it too. But again, if you're there, I don't understand you saying I'm going to hold out. I don't understand that. Like, I'm here, but I'm not going to participate in 11-11 until I get this deal worked out. That's like having one foot in and one foot out. Now, if you just say, if he's saying I'm not doing this because I don't want to get hurt, I don't want to get hurt, and I'm not paid, maybe I get it if that's what he's saying. But for the most part, either hold out or come participate, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stop. I don't know. It just don't seem right. You know what I'm saying? And let's talk about it. I believe CD is going to get paid. I believe he's going to get paid. They're gonna pay him. They just got too many people to try to pay, but they're gonna have to pay him. They'd be dumb not to pay him. You still got to pay Dak and everyone else. So I don't, I wonder how that's gonna go. But again, at least he's doing it the right way. Say, look, I'm not getting paid, or we haven't got paid yet. I'm not reporting training camp. Yes, I got to pay this money, but he knows he's going to get paid. He knows his value. I don't think Brandon Ayuk know his value. And I think that's the problem. I don't think the 49ers know his value. So I think that's the problem. Then the fact that you show up there, but now you saying I'm not going to practice though. What you come up here for? Yeah, you came in to save money, but it looks weak. You still have nothing to stand on. And then with Tua, again, I get it, but at the same time, you there. It's the same thing with Brandon. You there. What's the point of coming? I guess you're saying I want to save my ducats, but still, it just look weak. So I don't know. Vince, let's talk about it. Whoever else is listening. I don't understand. I don't know which one is worse. I don't know if it's Brandon look crazy. I think CD is good. Tua or Aaron Rodgers. Actually, I think it's Aaron Rodgers. He looked like a fool doing that. Not even a fool. He just looked selfish. He looked very selfish. I mean, and this selfish, this selfish image has been following you, since your last few years at Green Bay. So I don't know, man. You got to get that together. So, but look, we're going to take a quick break. And we're going to have some family in the building early tonight. So we'll be right back.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And once again, we have family in the building. We have to bring none other than orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta, Dr. Donnie Fowler III. What's going on, Doc?
How's it going, Mr. Controversy?
I'm good, man. You didn't get stuck in that rain?
I came home because of that rain. So
Okay. Good.
they're not playing in this right now. So
that's what I figured. Maceo stuck in the rain. So on 285. Not stuck, but he's on the highway, whatever. He had an event. You know, he's doing big things. He had to open up for the mayor and host an event with the mayor. So, you know, that's Maceo for you. Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, it is. But I got to ask you, first off, start with hometown Atlanta Braves. Ozzy Albies will be placed on IL for what? I think it's 10 days, but they're saying it might be longer. He has a fractured left wrist. Fractured left wrist. How long, especially since he's playing second base, how long will that take for him to come back realistically?
Yeah, tough injury. We'll talk about more Braves injuries, I think, in a minute. So they've had a pretty unlucky season so far, at least in the injury department. But I mean, they initially said 8 weeks, give or take. I think it all depends and again, full disclosure, I haven't seen his x-rays to know exactly what they need to do, whether they're putting any kind of plate or screw in or just letting it heal on its own. If it's just a smaller crack, hopefully. But regardless, like we've probably talked about before on the show, most fractures take minimum 4 weeks to get enough healing where you can really start doing a fair amount with it. And then probably takes at least a few more weeks to then kind of actually build up your motion and strength, especially when you're talking about a wrist and a baseball player swinging a bat, et cetera, because it's his gloved hand. It's not like it's his throwing hand, but still, that's already putting it at 8 weeks. So then, yeah, fast forward 2 months and you're in kind of later September. So wouldn't really expect to have him for the regular season at this point, but hoping that he would kind of be somewhat back to normal and ready to go by playoffs in October.
Yeah, and you mentioned, you know, the injury bug has caught the Braves at the wrong time. Remember, they want to think 4 or 5 game winning streak before the break, but now pitcher Max Fried, he's dealing with some forearm. I don't know if is it listed as forearm soreness, but or discomfort, I should say, in his forearm, and he felt this before the break, but proceeded to say, "Hey, I'm a pitch in the All-Star," which I'm not mad at him. He didn't think it was anything, but since he's came back after the All-Star, they're like, you know, we're going to put him on a 15-day disabled list. They're saying there's no soft tissue damage, but it's irritation. What does that actually mean?
Yeah, so they even, I think more specifically called it neuritis, meaning irritation of the nerves in his forearm. So to your point, nothing muscle, tendon, ligament, bone, nothing structural that's torn or damaged, but basically the nerve is irritated. And usually when you're talking about pitcher and the forearm, it's the ulnar nerve. So kind of like if you've hit your funny bone before on the inside of your elbow and you get that tingling or stinging sensation that comes down your arm into usually your outer 2 fingers, that's more than likely what he's dealing with. So nerves, unfortunately, are a little hard to predict. They kind of have a mind of their own, so it's sometimes hard to know how long it really will take a nerve to settle down if it's irritated. Um, I don't want to say this to say something bigger could be going on, but sometimes if you are having some ulnar nerve stuff, same way you get forearm soreness, it sometimes means, well, yeah, there could be, if it's not happening yet, there could be something happening in the future. And that's why the nerve's irritated in the first place. But hopefully it's just the nerve. And again, could be at least a couple weeks. I mean, they put them on the, I think, retroactive to about a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. So I'd expect at least another week, and then we'll see. But kind of hard to predict a nerve issue.
Mm. And I mentioned earlier, Austin Riley, his wife went into labor, so he had to leave. So they had to call somebody up from AAA or whatever they call it now, but they had to call someone up, take his place. So this is crazy. But you mentioned, or we didn't mention, you covering the Atlanta Open tennis tournament here in Atlanta. And that's, of course, is a single player sport.
Yeah, showing the patch there, kind of.
Yeah, I see. So my question is it more pressure to cover or be there to, for an event like this, whether it's tennis or whatever it was, golf, or I'm trying to think any other sport with just one player, one-on-one. But is it more pressure to tell someone from that type of sport, hey, man, you know what? You can't go on tonight. You can't finish. Than it is when you're playing a team sport. True enough, I get it because they want to play in that team sport as well. But essentially, you got to forfeit the match if you out.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, at least in tennis, and I mean, maybe every individual sport is different. I'd say it's almost a little bit easier in the sense that, it's a long season. I mean, these guys are playing at least probably 30 tournaments a year, and their ranking, that ranking is based off of the points they accumulate overall, whatever 30 of those tournaments throughout the year. So if you miss a tournament here and there, it's not usually a huge impact on your ranking unless it's like one of the Grand Slams that are worth a lot more points. Right. So Atlanta Open is like kind of a lower end on the point scale. They still get good players and the points still matter. But I mean, we've had probably 4 or 5 players that we've had to either withdraw or retire so far. And most of the time it's kind of the players saying, yeah, I just don't feel comfortable being out there. And then usually for legitimate reasons, like we've gotten scans that show something injured. And it's kind of one of those things, well, if I try to play through this, guess what? I'm going to make it worse. And then I'm going to miss 2 or 3 tournaments rather than just missing one. And then at the same time, you kind of don't have that team factor. You don't feel like you're letting your brothers down or whatever else, like getting out on the field kind of thing, feeling like you have to play for them too. So you really can make a more solo individual choice. Hey, I'm just looking out for me because that's all that matters. So I think it's actually in a way a little bit easier, at least in tennis. So
even if it was like even if in a Grand Slam or anything like that?
I mean, I think a Grand Slam is a little different when you're at that level. If you're one of those top 4 tournaments, a lot of points on the line and obviously a ton of viewership, both in person and on TV. I think most guys are going to try to give it a go in those situations if they can. But
okay, and just one more on that topic. Would you be more lenient? Let's say if they didn't break anything, but they had, I could go. Are you more lenient, or it wouldn't change your approach depending on the type of injury and the stage?
Yeah, I think all those factors definitely go into it. No 2 injuries are the same. So yeah, I mean, certainly consider what is it? Is it just inflammation? Is it a partial tear of a tendon? Is it a a ligament sprain. I mean, all that stuff kind of does factor in the decision making, as does the how grandiose the tournament is as far as, well, how do you weigh the kind of risk benefit of trying to play through an injury, and what does that look like for the coming weeks. And so again, Atlanta Open is kind of a build up to the US Open. That's kind of what Atlanta Open leads up to, along with a couple other tournaments. They go to, I think, DC, Montreal, Cincinnati, and then New York for the US Open. So these are all the hard court tournaments leading up to the US Open. So in this case, it's the next month is really about being prepared for the US Open. That's kind of what they care about most.
Okay. Then last but not least, training camp starting today. Rookie quarterback. You can be biased if you want, or however you feel. Which quarterback you feel is going to have the best rookie season?
Yeah, you're trying to set me up here. I get it.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
Yeah. Well, let's say this. I mean, I think arguably there's only two rookie quarterbacks who, as of now, are definitely starting the season, in Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. Drake May is behind, I guess, Brissett, as they've announced. Penix is obviously behind Cousins. Nix is in a three-headed mess in Denver. So, I mean, obviously, I think then the discussion comes down to Caleb and Jaden. And so I think it kind of almost depends on, are you talking about who's going to have more wins or who's going to put up bigger numbers? Because I feel like, being honest, I think Caleb and the Bears probably have a more complete team, and I think they're both kind of in up and coming tough divisions. I mean, you guys have the Lions and the Packers. We still have the Cowboys and the Eagles. So, I mean, I think they both have pretty tough divisions. I think the Bears probably get more wins, but I think Jaden Daniels, like fantasy wise, puts up more numbers, both with having to run with his legs, and I think Washington's going to be trailing in a lot more games, and he's going to have to continue to throw and run. So I think statistically, Jaden Daniels will probably have the bigger season, but I think Caleb Williams will probably have more wins. So I don't know if that's cheating or not, but I'll split the difference there.
We'll let you go get away with it. And I don't know if you know, you've been watching Hard Knocks off season with the Giants, but just came out yesterday, but I was watching it, and the Giants were actually looking to try to trade up and get Daniels if they could, if they felt like the Commanders wasn't going to get him. They even mentioned the GM's talking like it's behind the scenes, and the GM was even talking like, no, we're not going to we're not going to call whoever the GM is for the Commanders, like, because they're not going to trade with their rivalries. But they were trying to call the Patriots. They actually talked to him and said, Cavs was like, hey, Jaden is on our list. We can't get Daniels, then we'll go with the receivers. But so I was like, I wonder if Doc knew that. And what do you got to say about that?
No, I mean, it makes. I mean, Washington. There's no way they would have traded back with the interdivision team to give them any quarterback, let alone the one they were going to be targeting, no matter what the Giants gave them. So yeah, I guess I could have seen if the Commanders had gone Drake May, which I was very much against. That maybe they would have been able to entice the Patriots enough to trade up to 3 and take Jaden Daniels, but I'm glad that was not the case. So
all right, Doc, we appreciate you, man. We're not going to hold you any longer, man, and have a good night and see you next week.
All right, thank you, sir.
No problem. All right, y'all, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. I know you played under his defense, but would you have liked to play under Bill Belichick as a coach? And what was the difference between him and Parcells?
You know what, Belichick, I didn't realize how good he was until after my 4th year, because I thought he was just he started out as a assistant special teams coach, and then he went to special teams coach, and then he went to linebacker coach. Then he went to defensive coordinator. And when Parcells named him as defensive coordinator, I was really upset. I said, "Listen, this guy, he got no. I ain't playing for him, you know." But he earned his he earned his right to be a coach. I'll tell you what, because when he wasn't all that personable, but hey, when he called the defense, or when he put in a defense, everybody listened because the man knew what he was talking about. You know, so I mean I have to okay, I would have to I'm very happy with him. You know, I'm very happy with him, and Bill Parcells will always be my man. You know that.
All right. That was LT. I had a chance to talk to LT, and he was talking about Bill Parcells. Of course, if you missed it, I had to ask him, would he rather play for, has he ever thought about playing for Bill Belichick as Belichick being a head coach, or would he rather play with, what was the difference between him and Parcells? So it was cool to talk to LT. Cool cat. I want to move to this USA basketball team, men's national basketball team. They just played Germany, and they basically won by 2 points. Or I think it was 4. I think it was tied, or they was down. They were up 2. I forgot. But LeBron saved the day once again. Shout out to LeBron. Crazy to see this man at 40 years old doing what he do. But man, I understand. I definitely understand the fact that people want to say, hey, it's more NBA players that are playing. The other countries have gotten better. I understand that. But you cannot tell me that you chose, and I believe you probably chose 80% of the best players in the league, right? Maybe 90. I mean, there's only 3 that you can say that are better than some of the players on the USA team. And that's Shea, and I like Canada's team, but Shea, Joker, and Luka. Other than that, USA got everybody else is better than everyone else on any other country. I'm going to say by far, right? Well, except for a man from Boston that got picked up late. But I mean, that joker might not even see the court. He might see the court a little bit, but other than that, everybody else you would put, right? So regardless if the competition is better, and I understand this doesn't, like right now, this is the preliminary rounds. We're just, going through the motions, basically. The Olympics don't start yet. But there's no way you should be barely surviving each game. Then the only game they destroyed was like Serbia. Other than that, it should be no way USA should be struggling to win. None at all. This is not the type of team that you could just turn on the knob because they haven't played with each other. Now, true, that might be part of the reason why they're struggling, right? But some of these other countries, they hadn't played with each other. Matter of fact, these jokers hadn't played with each other in 4 years, if they played with each other before. So that's really not an excuse. Does it come to, we tell the truth and shame the devil because Steve Kerr is my guy, but does it come to coaching? Or is it the players? Or is it a combination of both? Look, man, LeBron is LeBron. But you maybe have 5 players on that team right now that is better than LeBron. And LeBron is outplaying all of them. Yes. Now, Steph hadn't shot well. Embiid is finally starting to play well. So I don't think Durant has played. I don't believe so. Or if he has, I hadn't really watched the full games, but I know he's played sparingly if he's played at all. So it could be just the simple fact of they're cold, they're not shooting well. That could be it. That definitely could be it, which means the more they play, now Curry get in a rhythm. Embiid to get in his rhythm. They, everybody starts shooting well. So that could be it. Or like a lot of people say, if we actually did a USA versus the world, and this is not even all of the world, everybody's not with the USA playing together. They're on different teams scattered. But that might hold true that they might be better than American players. And you say, well, how can that be, Raphael, Mr. Controversy? Because they're winning. Again, they're scattered. But let's just say if it was a team, I mean, the only way they could do that is All-Star weekend. But let's just say they said a pickup game or whatever with refs that they said the non-USA basketball players team up and play the best ones in the NBA, play against the this team right here. Who would win? Man, just make you want to think, make you think, doesn't it? That's all I'm saying. And it's just no way. It's no way USA should be struggling. Again, I know this technically it doesn't count. It's not real. I mean, it's real, but it doesn't count. The Olympics about to start now. I mean, it's about to start soon. But I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it's a chance that we might lose a game. Now, I still think USA will win the gold, but I think we might lose a game. And, and it takes me back to now you see a lot of people, they want to put Dream Team versus this team, and we touched on it. We wrapped the taste on it last week about Dream Team versus this team, whatever. But even the Redeem Team, so to speak, they played that game against what team was that? I can't remember, but the team with Rudy Fernandez, and they almost lost, and Kobe had to save it. It was a good game, great game. I don't even think that team was all that great. I think the team was better than, of course, the teams that the Dream Team played, but that's why I guess I don't understand how people could say these teams are better than the Dream Team. I just don't. I can't see that. But I think the difference between this team and the Redeem Team is I think this team has more veterans, just like you had with the Dream Team. I mean, the only player that's young, I can't think of my boy's name. Guy from I'm looking dead at him, the one with the forehead with Boston. I don't know why I can't think of his name, but he's like the youngest one. Other than that, everyone else has played probably 7 years or more. 7 or 8 years or more. At least 7. I think Joker might be the youngest. And Joker's played not Joker. Embiid might be the youngest. And Embiid has played like 7 seasons, 7 or 8 seasons. He might be going into 8th or 9th season, 8th season. So for the most part, Tatum. But Tatum is like Tatum's 6th or 7th season, so everybody for the most part is in their 7th season, or more. So they're very experienced. I just don't know why. I guess the competition is better, but that still doesn't mean that they should be struggling like this. This is the best team right now that you can assemble. It's the best team you can assemble right now in today's game. The best team. If you try to get the rest of the people and assemble another team, I don't know if you get a better team than this. So if you can't get a better team than this, then why are we struggling like this? So I'm saying it here. They're going to lose one game. I believe they're going to lose one game. They're going to win the gold. They're going to have one of those games like the Redeem team had, where it took a long time. It took all night to finally, actually they might be trailing, and they finally come at the end and score, and LeBron or somebody hit a three and it go up, just like that Redeem team did against that team they play. I can't remember the team, but like I said, I know Rudy was on that team, Rudy Fernandez. But that's what I see. It's sad to say, and I'm not saying it because I'm hating or no. I want this team to go undefeated. This team should be undefeated by far. The team should be at least beating teams by 10 points. I'm not saying they should be doing 30-point, no, but they should have a 10-point lead, and maybe one team should challenge them, but for the most part, they should be up 12, 13 easily. This type of team. And it might just take time, like I stated, but I feel like they're going to lose one game. Now, if they lose one game, I don't think that takes them out of the goal. I don't believe. So I think it's going to be early on, but I think they're going to lose, y'all. I don't know. I hate to say that, but I think they're going to lose. I really have a feeling they're going to lose. So we could kind of say that's on my mind as far as that. But I'm going to tell you what's on my mind real quick. So I was thinking about special moments, right? I don't know. I was at the dentist, like I stated, and so I'm looking in the air. They, drilling on my teeth and all of that crap, and so I can't do nothing but just think. Paper towel over my face and my eyes, and for some reason I thought about that Hank Aaron. When Hank Aaron broke the home run. I guess the record of a Babe, and they would. Matter of fact, they would talk. I saw something earlier when they would, like some guys talking about how Hank Aaron helped him out, and people don't know how great his career was. But it made me think about that home run, and it made me think when he hit that home run, of course, the courage he had, the death threats he was getting, and he still went up there with the courage, and his nerves wasn't bad. And I guess it probably just made out, his nerves made out of steel. He wasn't nervous, or it probably was to the point where he's like, look, I'm just ready to get this over with. But either or, he rose to the occasion and he hit the home run. Now, I'm going to put myself in Hank Aaron's shoes at that moment. I hit this home run. And when I hit this home run, we're going to play it just how it went, right? He's trotting down, and everybody's cheering, whatever. And he goes to second base. He passed second base. He's about to go to third base. And all of a sudden, some fan comes out the crowd and pats him on the shoulder and everything, right? First of all, I don't know how this Joker got on the field. I mean, I know it was back then, but especially with something that's, with so much anticipation that this could happen as far as this, beating his record and all the things that's been going on, and people know what everybody been saying and talking. I know it's not social media, but come on, y'all. Let's not be real. Everybody know this Joker probably, everybody didn't want him to break the record. We're going to call it a spade. We know mostly white people don't want to break the record. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. Some white people, shoot, racist people. Probably some black people don't want to break the record. They want them to get hurt. Either or, he breaks the record and the dude, he's running past second, going to third, and the dude coming, hit him on the shoulder. Hey, good game. Now, I'm going to put myself in his shoes. If that was me, that would have been one of the most iconic memories of sports history. Because I promise to God, I would have stolen dude in his face. Just off reflexes. I don't know who he is, but as soon as you did, I would have stolen his face, stole him in his face, and probably once I hit him, probably start running. I probably wouldn't even ran home. Probably would have ran to the dugout thinking that something crazy is about to happen. Like, again, how in the world can he focus when something like that happens? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I don't see how he did that. I can't understand that. Like I said, that was dope. But if that was me, I think I would have ruined a special moment by everybody mad at me because I punched this guy, which he deserved it, because you shouldn't be running on the field with something like that, especially how big this moment, how iconic this moment was. And it had to be reported. I just can't believe that no one on the news talked about the death threats and people saying we don't want him to break it. That had to be, everybody had to know about that. So for him to come on and pat me on my shoulder, I would have knocked him, man, I would have punched him so hard. Then I would have took off running. I would have hit another gear and probably wouldn't even touch home because I would have thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me. I don't know. Like I said, I watched that and I'm just like, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. I think about another moment. Now, this is almost contradicting myself. If I was on the field when, let's say I was on the other team, say I was with the Raiders, the game where Franco Harris, the immaculate catch, when he caught the ball, there's no way in the world, if I was on the sidelines, well, they was on the other side, but I don't know. I don't know what I would have done, man. I would have went crazy. I would have, I don't know how. I mean, you know what? I probably would have been in shock too when he caught that, but I don't know. That just couldn't have. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. Like, again, I don't know if after the game I would have hit somebody or I would have been mad at the ref. I don't know. Like I said, just I don't know. I think it's, like I said, I think of these special moments, these big time moments, and how everything happened. And this is like, if I was there, what would I have done if I was? Because look, I already know how I act when the Bears lose. And I know y'all might be like, the Bears always lose, but I know how I am. I'm want to break my TV and all that when the Bears lose, or when it's a bad play, when the Bears do something dumb. So either me as a fan or as a player, especially as a fan, I couldn't imagine being in that situation. I couldn't. Anyway, let me stop. Like I said, I'm just thinking of these big time moments, man. Like, if I was alive back in that day, I'm at the game or whatever, what would have done. And honestly, it was people. They were in Pittsburgh, so I know everybody was cheering, but I couldn't imagine that. I don't know. That's just, I don't know. But either or, yeah, I couldn't imagine that. But hey, before we go to the next segment, we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna be back for the Stop It segment. We'll be right back.
Hey, what up, what up? This is Chauncey Billups, and y'all listening to 3 Point Conversion. Peace.
All right, it is now time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it. So, the Stop It segment for today goes to, I don't know if this is true or not, but it goes to Mr. Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, this is a quote they're saying. I can't believe he said this, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's everywhere. That he said, you can't mention basketball without mentioning me. He believes he's one of the greatest power forwards of all time.
Stop it. Stop it.
Give him a couple more.
Stop it. Stop it.
Bruh, I don't know if you've been hanging with what's the old boy that got traded to from Golden State? Like, what? And Kyle Kuzma been balling. He's been playing very well. Like, shockingly, he's been balling. You know, I mean, we always knew he had the talent, but he's been very consistent since he went to Washington. Very consistent. But, bro, you really think that you could you should be listed as one of the greatest power forwards of all time? It's got to be fake. I don't know. And if it is fake, whoever put that, it needs to stop it too. If it's not real. If it's not real.
Stop it.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But yeah, he got to get that stop it, man. I can't believe that. But hey, before we get out of here, we got to talk about these Atlanta Braves, because as I mentioned earlier, we talked about it on the show. We talked about it with Dr. Fowler. We talked about it. I talked about it early before then, how the Atlanta Braves, I think they might need to pack this in, because right now, let me see. Well, I take that back, because right now they're still in a wild card. They're still a game up in a wild card. Yeah. So they're two games up, actually. So they should be good, but Acuna's not coming back. I don't know. It just seemed like, and they're fighting. They are. But it just seems like this year is not it. It's I don't see them beating Philly. Philly right now is 64-38. They have the best record in baseball. Right now, the Dodgers have the second best record in baseball, with third best record in baseball. They have the second best most wins, tied for the second most wins. They 61-41. And then you got the Brewers, you know, they got the other NL spot. They're 59-43. Again, the Braves are 44-46. I mean, 54-46. So, again, I've been saying this for the last month. I think the Braves need to make a trade. Who do they trade for? I don't know. That's the part that's crazy. Should they go and get pitching right now? Maybe. But if their bats are not doing anything, which their bats aren't, who do you get? Who do you make that trade for? Or is it pitch? I mean, because you think about last postseason, they couldn't hit. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything with the bat. So but they have to make a trade or just say, you know what, we'll just go with what we have and we'll just, we just call this an off year. I mean, it's cool. You won a World Series a couple years ago. You're fine. But I just think that it's about to be over. Like I said, it's tons of times, a lot of time, tons of baseball to be played, but I don't know. But if we go through the right now, we go through the division leaders. Cleveland, 61-40. They got the second best record in major leagues. You got Baltimore, they're 60-40. They're over the East. And then Houston is made a comeback, man. They're on top of the wild card. It's crazy. I mean, they're on top of the West because it's crazy because Houston wasn't even in the wild card maybe like a month ago. But then all of a sudden they do like Houston always does. Come back and make that run. So they have a 1-game lead over the Mariners right now, and Texas Rangers are 3.5 games back, which that's who I'm surprised of the most. I thought the Rangers would be winning this division. With the AL East, you have the Yankees 1.5 games behind the Orioles. And the funny thing is, the Orioles have lost their last 7 out of 10. So I don't know if the Yankees are going to be able to come. I don't know if they're going to take this lead, but the Orioles need to get it together. But I see the Yankees winning that division in the long run. Cleveland has a 5-game lead over Minnesota and a 5.5-game lead over the Royals. So that's tight, but I got Cleveland winning that division. And the East, of course, we got Phillies winning that division. They have a 9-game lead over the Braves. Milwaukee should have that division. They have a 6-game lead over the Cardinals, but usually the Cardinals always battle back, come in like they normally do. And then I don't see Arizona or Padres catching the Dodgers. Dodgers have an 8.5-game lead over the next opponent. So looks good. And like I said, with the wild card right now in the AL, you got the Yankees, Minnesota, and Kansas City Royals right now on top 3 spots. Boston's 1.5 games behind the Royals in that last wild card spot. So more than likely it'll be Royals and Red Sox. I don't know if Mariners can come back. Mariners have lost 3 in a row. They're like on a downslide right now. They've lost the last 8 out of their last 10 games, so they're not looking good. And I mentioned the wild card National League. Braves has a 2-game lead over the Mets and Cardinals, but they're all in the wild card. They already have a place right now. But the Padres are trailing the Cardinals 0.5 game, and then you have Diamondbacks and the Pirates. They're a game behind the Cardinals. So that's going to be a tight race. But like I said, it's plenty of baseball to be played. But me personally, I just don't think. I think Braves should just make the playoffs, do what you do. But if you can't make that trade to get you over the hump, which I don't think is somebody out there that have put them to where they could fight for. I mean, anything can happen, but I don't think there's anyone out there that can fight. They can fight for, to win this World Series. Hey, man, I say let it. I just say just play it out. Wait till next year. Wait till you get healthy. Save what you have now, and y'all be good. You could do it. Y'all be good, but this don't look good for the home team right now. Yes, I'm in Atlanta, so I am the home team. So I'm with the home team. Cubs my team. So I hadn't mentioned anything about the Cubs. It's a wrap for the Cubs. But yeah. So like I said, we'll see what the Braves do. But I believe right now, I don't think it's anyone that get them over the top and get them to where they'll be competing for a World Series. So I say, let it go. Just let it go. Just play what you got. See what happens. If you can't make a run with who you have, it's cool. So I'm not telling you to give up, but I don't think they should go ahead and go for make that trade. I don't think there's anyone there. So, but hey, man, it is time to let you all go. been fun. Like I said, excited about training camp. Excited about my Bears. Hate that we're going to be on Hard Knocks, but I'm gonna definitely be watching. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I'm kind of nervous about them being on Hard. Not even nervous. First of all, because I don't want no bad injury, but when you watch Hard Knocks, sometimes you just tend to start liking the team that's on Hard Knocks. You kind of get a feel for that team, start liking the characters on that team, so it's like even with Aaron Rodgers, like I almost want to throw up. Watching him last year, I kind of started to like Aaron Rodgers kind of cool. I don't think I said that, but that's how it always happens like that, because you get to know these players. You get to see how they are, see how they interact, see them having fun with their players, see the positivity on the team or of their character or whatever. You see all of that. So sometimes you kind of like start to like, I like to say I'm kind of rooting for them. I don't want anyone to root for us. If you weren't rooting for us, don't root for us. Don't root for the Bears. I don't want that. That's why I didn't want them to be on Hard Knocks. Then I didn't want everybody being all in our business and all of that. I don't want that. Especially you got the rookie. Why would you put a rookie quarterback on Hard Knocks? I think this might be the first time a rookie quarterback has been on Hard Knocks as far as a starter. I think I might have to look that up. So why did they do that? I don't like that. But we can't avoid it. So, but again, don't root for us. We don't need you to root for us, whatever. I don't want to hear nobody making comments. I hate when we're on national TV. I'm tired of that. But either or. Like I said, I'm excited, man. I'm happy. Football's basically back. After not next week. Yeah, after next Sunday, next week. No, because it's played on Thursday. But I think after next week, we'll have football from here on till February. So, or January, I should say. So, end of January. So, yeah, man. So, football's back. But if you hear this music, you already know what it means. It means it's time to go. First off, I want to give a shout out to the Almighty God for giving me this platform to do what I do, say what I say, make you all upset, mad, happy, want to give me the stop it button. God, I appreciate it. Also, I want to thank Dr. Fowler for coming on. Doc, I definitely appreciate you for coming on, man. Like always, you family. Appreciate you. No guests, you family, you part of the show. So we appreciate you. Shout out to my guy Maceo, man. I hope Maceo is finally home and dry. You know how that could be. It's cool, but hopefully dry, man. You're not in that rain and all that crazy crap, because you know how it is in Atlanta, bro. These jokers can't drive. Also, I want to shout out to my guy, Let's Ball. I want to shout out to Vincent. Let's talk about it. Vincent the Fantasy Guru. Also, I want to thank my lovely children, my nieces, nephews, cousins, uncles, aunties, brothers, sisters. Did I say nieces and nephews? I think I did. Grandparents, play cousins. Hey, let family know that you love them while they can still feel it, love them while they're still alive. Make sure you eat good, drink responsibly, be safe. I know right now it's kind of a dead time in sports, but you still got baseball right now. I know WNBA is gone. It's not going on right now. The NBA is not going on right now. But hey, a lot of other sports gonna be happening. If you with your fellas, if you with your ladies, this is the time to let them know that, hey, if you're not a big baseball fan, just let them know you taking this time out to be with them. They'll thank me later. They'll think that you're giving up sports for them. They don't know sports, so I would do that. Anyway, until then, next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? I'm out. Peace. By any means necessary. We out.